There you guys go. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, we doing it again. We doing it again. I need you to just do me a favor. If you have a single friend, a single girlfriend, someone that is newly single, someone going through a divorce, someone who is widowed, especially the single mothers, have I got a treat for you. Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, right? You know, I'm looking out for y'all because that's what I do, right? I want you to tag someone because we're going to have a dialogue because you have done something wrong or you might be doing something right, but your picker is broken. Halle Berry said it. She said, my picker is broken. We've all done it. We're all guilty of choosing the wrong individuals. We all went against God said, don't you marry that man or don't you marry that woman. And we did it anyway. Well, Tonight, I have a special guest. He's actually a friend of mine. I don't say this lightly. I really honor our friendship. He is Bishop Davis, and he has written a book. Did you pick the right one? Choosing the right one, but scratch that, the wrong one. We have all done it. I want you to click. I need you to tag, and I need you to share as I bring this man of God to this platform. I need you to let this go viral because you can't do it again. You cannot make another mistake. Sometimes you just need an extra set of eyes on your dating life. Not that you want everybody in your business. You just need an extra set of eyes in your dating life. So this is what we're going to do tonight. Come on down. You know how they say in the prices, right? I want him to come on down. He's our guest tonight, and I want you to give him hearts, 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 hearts. And I want you to share, because Bishop Greg Davis is going to have this dialogue with his book. He is going to talk to you about the art of singleness and or dating. Everyone wants to be married. We don't know, but we're going to answer those age-old questions. What am I doing wrong? When the wrong/right, when the wrong/right, when the wrong/right comes along. Bishop Davis, God bless you.
Hey, my friend. And I don't use that lightly neither.
I know.
Yeah, when the right one come /right wrong. It's right here. And the first batch is going out. I signed over 100 and they're going out this week. And I'm excited to be here. You know, I told somebody earlier, I said, it's going to be raw and uncut. This, I know we follow her. I've never seen nothing like this. Literally, you wasn't on 30 seconds and the thing lit up. This congratulations to you. And you know, I tell you privately, girl, you got something going on here.
I am honored. I am honored to serve. I am honored to serve. There are a lot of things that we're doing in the body of Christ that we're going to project out there in the coming months. However, tonight it is about you. It is about this book. It is about, as a woman, as a wife, as a woman that hears around the world, we are in a crisis. Would you say that? When it comes down to connected to the right one.
Yeah.
Are we in a crisis and why?
Well, we're in a crisis for several reasons, but one of the reasons why is because, and I know this is gonna sound crazy,
Mhm.
is because our focus is wrong. We
Okay.
focus so much on finding the right one, getting married, when
Uh-huh.
that's not the goal. The
Okay.
goal is becoming the right one.
Wow. So
Yeah,
it's not choosing the right one.
no.
It's becoming. Now I like that word.
Your picker
Becoming.
is your that was my first tweet over 16 years ago after divorce. Our picker is wrong, and Holly is right, because we pick from a unhealed place, we pick from an immature place, we pick from a hurt place, we pick from a broken place, and we focus on the other person when the focus should be on us.
Wow.
When you become the right one, then you can choose the right one better. You have to do the work on you. I
Mhm.
had to learn that myself. I told my group earlier. I was on live with them, and I was sharing with them.
Mhm.
I'm not in pursuit for anybody.
Mhm.
It's about me.
Wow.
And as I do a table for one for dinner,
Mhm.
as I go out, enjoy concerts alone, and do all the things alone,
Mhm.
even at my young age,
Yeah.
somewhere along the way,
Mhm.
the Bible says, "He that finds a wife,"
Right.
where finds means stumble upon.
Mhm.
Ruth stumbled upon Boaz.
Yeah.
She was in the field already.
Yeah.
Watch this. She was in the field doing what she already was doing. And
Mhm.
he came back from his trip and noticed her. And she already, watch this, she already had a reputation for
Mhm.
taking care of her mother-in-law. He said, "I heard about you and
Mhm.
all that you did." So if we would just change the focus,
Mhm.
all right, if we
Mhm.
would just change the focus,
That's
not
right.
on him or
Mhm.
her, but especially to the ladies, and focus on you, and
Mhm.
stop turning being alone into being lonely.
Mhm. There's a
You're not,
difference.
you're, oh yeah, yeah. You're not lonely until alone is until you notice that you are alone and you're not doing anything to fill up the alone space.
Right.
Then
Right.
you become lonely,
Right.
depressed,
Right.
bitter, and upset because you don't have anybody. You ain't waiting nobody to flew you out, as they say.
Right.
You
Right.
flowing yourself out.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're not waiting anybody to take you to Ruth Chris, and that ain't the best steakhouse anyway. I don't eat steak, but anyway, you ain't waiting for nobody to take you to Ruth Chris. You're
Right.
not waiting for anybody to buy you a bag. You're
Mhm.
getting your bag so that you
Mhm.
can do everything that you want to do. And then while you're sitting at dinner somewhere by yourself,
Mhm.
somebody will send a nice little drink over or pay for your
Right.
meal, and
Right.
you look over there and there they are. Or while you're in the Bahamas, or while you're in Dubai,
Mhm.
Mr. Right might be there, but you're focused so much on finding than
Mhm.
becoming.
Right. I like that you said you're so focused on finding than
Mhm.
becoming. It's something that I always tell women when I speak to them about um, um, finding a individual companionship, because everybody doesn't want to get married, and that's one thing about people that, whether you know me or not, I am a woman of great understanding, and
Mhm.
everybody ain't saved. However, some
No,
people want a companion. I tell people, be a better whole, so one day you could be a better half. And I
exactly.
think what happens is women specifically, they focus so much on being found until they're getting lost
Yep.
in in the becoming stages, right? And so let's talk about the focal
Can I
point.
say something? Can I say something?
Sure, sure, sure.
Your picker being picked and chosen becomes better when you increase your value and your worth. When
I
you
try to
increase
tell
your
them.
when you increase your value and your worth,
Uh-huh.
then you go from somebody choosing you from down here
Right,
until your worth and value goes up here, and
right.
then you get that six-figure person that you're talking about.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
as long as you focus on getting a man
Right.
instead of focus on you, then they're choosing you from the bottom. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I just had to throw that in.
No, 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 that's fine. I want to touch on something you said. You said finding the six-figure person, but you used the word becoming.
Hmm.
Do we have a crisis because women specifically want him already made?
Yes.
Because you could find someone who is becoming, even as you are becoming. However, Are we caught up on having the person that's already evolved? He's got to be, or she's already be, especially because of social media. Social media will make you feel like everybody got it together. When truth of the matter, people are still becoming.
That's true, but I have an issue with potential.
Okay,
Some people never fulfill their potential. So
there you go.
you got to be careful. So I could just say yes to you,
Mhm.
but that's a double-edged sword, meaning you could get somebody that's still becoming and they never become.
Ah,
So you got, ladies especially, got to be careful
talk to him.
with supporting a man that's always still looking for, searching for a job, always still dreaming of, or always have a vision and it never. So what they're saying to
Hmm.
you about becoming should line up, watch this, with what they're doing in becoming. All
Gotcha.
right. He can't be home laying down in the bed and he's supposed to be up becoming.
Hmm.
I mean, how long you know?
Hmm.
So we have, yes, I hear you,
Hmm.
but the man should be down the line a little further already than became. He should be, if
Right.
he's gonna be the leader, then he should have became a little more than you already done, you trying to become.
So let's talk about the epidemic now,
Okay.
because truth of the matter is, in today's temperament, how do we identify the real connections than the fake? Because there's so many men specifically who are caught up on a falsified reality that he is the prize.
Mm-hmm.
So women get out here and they're dating because now it has become very competitive because of the shortage.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully speaking,
Mm-hmm.
when women are out here dating, they don't know what is real and what is not. They don't know if you really like me, or am I just a bearded wife? Am I camouflaging something for your own sexualities? What women are out here with a plethora of stuff, and the reputation in dating is someone took a dump in the dating pool.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
pissed.
you have to not go through rubble. You got to go through
Yeah.
that emoji with the eyes that look brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do they find or identify the real connection than the fake?
Slow down.
Slow down.
Slow down. No, we're in a rush. So marriage is the only thing that's for life, Pastor, that
Mhm.
we rush into.
Okay, that's good.
Marriage is the only thing that's supposed to be for life that
Mhm.
we rush into.
Mhm.
You slow down. Everybody put this in the chat. Time is the revealer of all things. Hey,
Uh-huh.
T.L. Penny, Bishop, time is the revealer of all things. People that divorce, people that rush into relationship usually divorce fast.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
true. Yes,
You
absolutely.
don't
That's
really
right.
get it. A man can say, and here's the other thing, stop rushing and stop talking so much.
There you go.
All
Get the
right.
data.
Because ladies, you give up too much information too fast.
Mhm.
All right.
And give up draws too fast.
Well, part of the giving up the draws too fast is you sit in front of them too fast. Whatever happened to talking on the phone and FaceTime, and
It's a
you get
buildup.
across that table and you get all hot and heated and you ready to take down the draws. I told y'all we was gonna be raw tonight, but slow down.
Mhm.
You agree? Slow
I
down.
agree. Absolutely.
Number two, listen more than you talk to him.
There you
Stop
go.
giving up too much information, because
Mhm.
if he's not the right one and the wrong one in 2025, we identifying the
Mhm.
wrong one quickly.
Mhm.
Stop wasting so much time, and the flags are flagging, and the non-negotiables are being negotiated, and the
Mhm.
boundaries are being crossed. Stop
Mhm.
doing it. If
Mhm.
you sense that this is not right, when you got non-negotiables, them antennas will come up. That's a
Mhm.
non-negotiable. Boundaries. He's crossing my boundaries. You got him there for a reason.
Mhm.
All the bad relationships that you've been in, they've given you your non-negotiables. They've
Mhm.
given you your boundaries. They've
Mhm.
shown you your red flags. So
Mhm.
slow down and stop talking so much. Let him share. And then the next thing you do, make sure with what he's saying is lining up with what he's doing.
Mhm.
And so we rush too fast into a relationship, and then we're stuck. He's not the only man. I know Pastor says it's a shortage, but
Mhm.
I don't know if I agree with that totally.
That's Isaiah 4, I believe it is. In the last day, I always talk about this. It's a
Okay.
scripture. In the last day, they shall lay hold seven women to one man. She away. You know the
Okay.
scripture.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so, women are taking that because now society has taken this mantra of marriage in today's time and temperament. In the temperament, you have people who want multiple partners. This is the age of all time. It's still
Absolutely.
happening. You
Absolutely.
have people who are troubling because they're afraid to be alone, and it's something that you said. You talk about the pace. The pace is the problem. How do women get caught up in the fast pace of dating, especially being, watch this, a single mother?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
single mother. You said something. You said something so quick. You said the emotional toll of trusting someone new and protecting your child from potential heartbreak. And so, if you know someone has a red flag and you turn it green, because John, and Ray, in Deuteronomy and Leviticus, your children need a daddy, right? They
Yeah.
need a daddy. You don't follow the pace.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the pace, the potential of the pace. Let's talk about that because they're rushing into something because of something.
Yeah.
And you telling them to slow down. So what should they slow down?
Those that are Christians, they're rushing because they hot and want and horny and want to have legal sex.
So they want some sex.
They want legal sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want legal sex, and they don't want to do what the Bible says. It's better to burn. It's better to marry than burn, and they still burning because they with somebody that ain't for them. So the single mother, she has more to think about than herself. It's in the book. It's a whole chapter in the book about it. She has more to think about. Boy, I love your people because they are writing notes. They're doing all. I love them.
So there you go.
I just saw everything I said come up on here. So she has to think about herself, but she has to think about her children too. She has to think about the whole dynamic of the baby daddies. All right. I hate saying that, but the child's fathers or fathers.
Yeah.
All right. She has to think whether this man not only fits in with her, but fits in with her children. She has to figure out whether he's a good father to his own children. All right. She has to make sure that she does a background check on him, that he's not a pedophile.
That's right.
She has no, you go to the police and you check it out. So you can't just think about yourself because you hot and horny and you want somebody. Is he good with children? All right. Does he even like children? Does he even want children? Because a man can lead you on and say, no, I don't want to meet your children yet. I don't want to be around them. And he never has any intention of being around them. And then you got to think about, don't take him. You remember back in the day, Pastor, the old saints, they would have man coming over and they call him uncle. And then you wonder why uncle coming out of the bedroom with his shorts on and coming. He was fixing something in the bedroom. But now kids are smart.
Yeah,
You
they're
can't make
smarter than some of these women.
absolutely.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, be in your conversation. You can't make everybody uncle and godfather and all that. So you got to slow down and Joy, you got to trust and verify. You trust them, but you verify. And then you got to know when it's time to bring him around, because what if it don't work? All right. You should not bring a man around your children until you're sure that you all are locked in and that you have a future with him. Because a good time with a man don't mean a long time with a man.
Come on. Oh, put that in the comment section. A good time with a man doesn't mean a long time with a man.
A man of means who has a few dollars. Are y'all listening to me, Tiara? Hey, Tiara. A man that is a man of means and have a few dollars, he'll wine and dine you, he'll take you, he'll fly you, he'll do all that. But it don't mean that he wants you for a long time. It don't mean that he wants to marry you. Men don't commit as fast, but when they do commit and lock in, they commit and lock in when they really like you. But just because girl, he really likes me. He done took me to Dubai. He done took me to Miami. We going to Spain for this. But notice, listen, ladies, listen, Lindas, he never talks about a future with you.
Wow, come
He's
on.
only in the present.
So
And
he
he's in
lives in the now.
he lives in the now,
Right.
and he lives in the past of which you already didn't I do this for you? Didn't I do that? But he never talks about a future. You're never talked about as a girlfriend. You're
Mm.
never talked about as a potential wife. You're only having a good time. And here's the mistake, Pastor, they make. All right. They never stop them and ask, what is this?
That's a
And then
time stealing
yeah,
trap.
and then they'll DM you or DM me or they ask for a meeting with you and say, he never talks about. But you telling us and asking us what you should do. Have you asked him? Most of the time, you won't ask him because you're afraid of losing somebody that is never going to commit to you. You're afraid of losing somebody that you never really had.
Mm-hmm.
You never
Talk
really had him.
pace. Let's talk about the pace. That's really good because again, that's a time stealing trap. But when we talk about the pace, consistency tells the story.
That I live off of that. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. Yeah.
consistency tells the story. And so when you're watching the pace, you're watching the consistency. Because truth of the matter, every liar will eliminate themselves because you got to tell one lie to keep up with another one. But when you talk about the pace and you talk about someone wanting and dining you and it's wasting your time, but not putting a label on it. The question that I have for you is how long should you be in this individual's presence before you have that conversation? Since we're talking about pace, you can't have it too fast because remember, dating is collecting data.
Dating is data.
Yeah. When should you have that conversation? Look, we've been doing this for 6 months. We've been doing this for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I know if you've been with somebody and it's been over a year or 2 years and you have not made an understanding about what you're doing, that's not his fault. That's hers.
Okay. So the question, I know you want me to answer in a number, but it's different for everybody.
Sure.
It's not how long you've been talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's how much time you put in talking to them.
Come on.
If you're talking to somebody every day, all day long, you're seeing them 3-4 times out of the week, you put in more time. But if you're talking to somebody for 3 months and you only seeing them once a week or once every other week,
Okay.
then the question, but if you hot and heavy every day, y'all falling asleep on the phone like kids, y'all talking every day, he doing his business and all that stuff, then you won't have to ask because this man will bring it up. But if you are hot and heavy, he never brings up you in the future, then the possibility is you don't have a future with him.
Woo!
If he watch this, if he's talking, what I'm gonna give you an example.
I better click tag and share. Click tag and share.
I'm
Ouch!
gonna give you an example. If he's got now something so small as this, if he's getting ready to go buy a new car, and he don't say, baby, what kind of car you like? What you think? Something so silly. Or what about he's getting a new apartment? Babe, I want you to help me pick out because I need to know what you like. If he's never asking what you like, then chances are you don't have a future with him. So he's already telling you, all right? If he's making a lot of promises, and this is all in the book, and his promises are not lining up with his actions, he's saying one thing and not doing what he's saying, then you need to ask questions. So the question is, when do you ask them? When you feel like you're wasting your time and he's saying nothing about the future. When you feel like that you're just having a good time. Now, you ready? It's okay to have a good time if that's what you're there for. Because there's some women, you said it earlier, they don't want to get married. It is what it is. Be honest and say,
Yeah.
this is all I want. Because there's a lot of women, that's all they want.
Mm-hmm.
If two parties agree that all they're doing is having a good time,
Mm-hmm.
then it's okay.
They're
But if
adults. That's right.
you want one thing and he wants another, or if he wants another one thing and you don't want that other thing, be honest and don't waste each other's time. You're not compatible. But if both of y'all decide that you don't want no more than this, there should be no complaints.
So the question that I have is,
Hmm?
there was one young lady that she was with someone for 7 years, 2 rings, and never got married. 7
Her fault.
years,
Her fault.
two
Her
rings,
fault.
and never got married. Right.
Her,
So here is the thing when we talk about the pace. What allows women, specifically women, to fall into the trap? They fall into this trap and they stay there, Bishop. They stay right there. Is it their hope? Is it their hope that they feel that this man will choose me by allowing him to steal my time that I can't get back?
I just did a video on this. It's not coming out for some weeks. Ladies, put this in the chat.
Come
Four
on.
things. Four things. Reason why people stay with the wrong one. 4. Number 1, scarcity mindset. What does that mean? Scarcity mindset. They believe good partners are hard to find, so they hold out for fear that there's nothing better out there.
Wow.
You're afraid that there's, oh, y'all good. Girl, you better do what I said to you.
I'm going to do what you said.
Scarcity of mindset, meaning I don't think this is the last one. He's the only one. I got to make this work. Bull crap.
Wow.
Number 2, fear of starting over. I got to hold on to him. I'm going to put up with these 2 rings and these 7 years because I don't want to start over. I'm getting older. Baby, Abraham was 100. Sarah was in her 90s.
99.
Come on, y'all. And you're afraid of what? Scared, fear of starting over. The thought of being alone or dating again feels overwhelming. Number 3, emotional investment. I've invested my emotions in this.
Emotional investment. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't invested my emotions in this. I didn't send them no notes, y'all. They fast. I've invested my emotions. They put so much of time and energy, and they feel like I done made this man. I done been with him through this. But you did all that, but you knew he wasn't talking about marriage. You invested in the air because you didn't invest for y'all. You invested in him. So what happens? You get bitter. And number 4, believing they can change them. You think that this is Build the Bear.
Yeah.
This ain't Build the Bear. Huh? You're not going to change a man. He is who he is. He is who he is. He's not going to change. He's not going to do anything. He may tell you that. My grandfather used to tell a story. You know what a pig is, right? Everybody know what a pig is.
Yeah.
A pig is sloppy, right? Messy. Let's put a white suit on a pig. All right. He gonna do all this for a minute, right? Yeah. But then what he gonna do? He's going to the nearest slop because his nature is a pig. His nature is being in the slop. That you can fix up a man, you can do all that, but at the end of the day, his nature and character is who he is. And when they tell you who they are, believe them.
Yeah. And I think that's what happens with a lot of women. They have hope.
Yeah.
And they turn, like I always say, they turn the red flags green. And they have hopes. Now, it almost falls back into the potential that when you go for the potential, they may potentially be something else. But all of those 4 things that you listed were absolutely amazing. Scarcity, fear of starting over, emotionally investment, believing that they can change. When you put that all together, you are allowing someone to waste your time.
Yep.
And work on yourself.
Can I say what time is? It is the greatest quantity that you have, not money. You can lose money.
Yeah.
And make some more.
Yeah.
But you can't get time back. That's why, and you can rebuke me if you want to, when I say this, my saying to ladies is, date them all, sis. Now, I don't mean. Hold on. I didn't say them all. Hold on. I didn't say sleep with them all.
I told them, Bishop. I told them about the roster.
Hold on. I didn't say sleep.
They don't want to listen.
If a man, I'm not talking. Wait a minute. I'm not talking about cheating. I'm not talking about being locked. I'm not talking about if you locked and loaded in with somebody, you seeing them on a regular basis. I'm talking about collecting data until
Date
you
them all.
know this is the one. Date them all, sis. Put that in the chat. Date
Put
them
it in
all,
the
sis.
chat. Date them all. Put all. ALLLLL.
Yeah.
All.
It now again, that don't mean play the field. If you got a man that's locked and loaded, he's into you, he's showing, but until then, and then what do? You get the data, and may the best man win. And when you get the data of what you need and then want, then you go. Because watch this, put this in the chat. Put this in the chat, everybody. Put this in the chat. If you're single, you might as well get what you want and need.
Eat them wings and shut up.
It takes longer. It takes longer. But wouldn't you rather take longer and get what you need and want than to go the short way and end up right back where you were? We spend too much time with people that is not going anywhere.
But I think
It's not it's not his fault that he kept her there 7 years.
no, and there's got to be a level of accountability.
Yes.
I believe that there should be accountability in your bitterness,
Yeah.
because you were the one that made the choice to stay knowing what you were dealing with. And so I had a girlfriend that was with a man for 23 years and one son. He never married her. They broke up. He married somebody in less than 2 months. It's the 4 things that you just said. And I think a lot of times what happened is our emotions won't let us see the issue because we want it so bad.
We want it
so
so bad.
it's like people don't understand. That's why it's called the dating game.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't think, and that has to do with value and worth.
Yeah.
When you know your value and worth, then you know that you're the prize.
Now,
right?
Bishop, I wanted to talk to you about that. I was going to wait because right now, today, from what I understand, now I'm speaking from the perspective, I'm a happily married woman. However, I deal with women around the world. And my sisters are saying that these men today have put out there that they are the prize.
No, he's the winner of the prize.
Where'd that come from?
He's the winner of the prize.
I'm the chosen one. I'm the prize.
He's the winner of the prize. You win prizes. It comes from women allowing men to think that they're more than they are. And he is valuable and he is worth. This is the culture. And when I say culture, I don't mean age.
Yeah.
This is where we are with men. Even this 50-50 stuff. This 50-50, we 50-50. Yeah. I'm from old school. And then they say, well, this is different times. No, in back in the day, it was the same thing. It was always high prices. I have an issue with a man not stepping up. You want a man to take care of you. You want a man to pay your car note. You want a man. No. And then you want her to submit to you. You don't submit to a man because he has pants on or penis.
I think that's what we put out there. And this is something that I actually wrote down about the prize. I think what happens is men are driven by looks and women are driven by power. And so I think a lot of times what happens in social media, what is put out there, it's almost they become this falsified sense of power to connect the women, whether they're attractive or not, to connect the women. And then they get caught up because what they presented was not the real deal. And so because of the fear, the emotional, all the 4 things you said, she stays because she sees just a smidgen of power. And then what happens is it becomes an emotional fight that she now has to succumb or submit or submerge with someone who can't lead her to get a glass of water and or that can even meet her halfway.
I was having a conversation, and what happens is we start believing what the oppressor says.
Wow.
When you talk about somebody that is toxic, infectious.
Yeah.
When you talk about somebody who keeps telling you, keeps knocking your esteem down,
Yeah.
talking down to you, you begin to think, well, maybe I am this way.
Mm,
Maybe I am who he says. So
mm-hmm,
maybe I do need to work on it. Maybe it's not him.
mm-hmm,
You start believing
mm-hmm,
what the man says.
mm-hmm,
And so you stay there because, again, your value and your worth
mm-hmm.
is down because you've allowed him to cause you to bring your value and worth. And we stay for those 4 reasons.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to say something. I really need y'all to click tag and share, and I need y'all to buy this book because I'm telling you, single ladies and brothers, y'all need help. I want to say something. Do you really feel that a lot of women, as you said, they're not ready to be connected to anybody because of the emotional damage? I am a very I like documentaries, and I'm gonna say
Me too.
something, and I know people gonna be mad at the title, but it was a documentary that I watched 7 times. It's called Pimps Up, Garden Down. I can't say the word on social media, so I gotta be very creative.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's Pimps Up, Garden Down.
Hmm.
And it was this pimp by the name of Fillmore Slim. And Fillmore Slim said, we go after the women who are emotionally damaged and
Hmm.
bruised.
Hmm.
Because when we get in her mind, the body becomes easy.
Hmm.
And I think what happened is women specifically want something so bad until they allow this game to plague their mind, until everything that is not good for them, they run after. Now I'm going somewhere. Why is it in the dating game that women run after men that are not running after them?
Ma'am, they don't want the good guy. The good guy can do everything for them. I saw a little skit on social media. This guy, listen, Pastor, I'm gonna talk to you.
Okay.
This
All
guy,
right, here we go.
this guy
Mhm.
bought his girlfriend a car. He's standing there waiting for a hug. She goes in the car, get on social media to show the car, say, look what I just got. Never talk about him. Then he gets her an apartment. All right, so this is our apartment. Boom, 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 boom. He's waiting for a hug and a thank you. She all over the apartment saying, look at my apartment, Instagram. Look at my apartment. Then watch this. Weeks later, she brings a guy that just got out of prison in the house.
I saw that. I
Yeah,
saw that.
yeah.
I saw that. That
This
was
is
love
it.
after lockup.
This is it. This is it. This is it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was wrong.
Watch it. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
she
Oh, that
says,
made me mad. I was 38 hot watching that.
Then she says, here's our divorce papers. You got to go. And he's moving in.
Yep.
A man that just got out of prison.
I
Now,
saw
he
that.
did everything for her. But there's something, I'm sorry, Jamil, I'm going back to these 2 words, value and worth. They don't know their value and worth, because if you do, then the good guy will look good to you and the bad guy will look bad to you.
But that's the problem. That's the temperament, Bishop.
It
Women,
is.
unfortunately, they overlook the guy that's weird,
Yep.
the guy that's a nerd,
Yep.
the
Yep.
guy that's not. They're looking, and I'm gonna
Yep.
say this. Please forgive me. I'm just gonna say it what it is. They're looking for thugs.
Yep. Yep. They're
They're
looking for thugs.
looking for
Yep.
thugs, and
Yep.
so it's not that you can't love a thug. It's the one that you might want to give a chance. You overlook him.
And could
And
be
when
the
you're
right one.
picking, you are picking wrong. And I believe this is
And
my
we go
theory.
get the wrong one.
Right. And this is my theory. They're looking for protection.
Yeah.
And it might be because the absentee of maybe a father. I don't know. But we got to dig deeper, because why is it that women overlook the one that could be the one, but he ain't a thug and he ain't fine and he ain't it's a quagmire. What's going on?
They'd rather take a broke one, all right, that's not going to do so much for them, than to take a good one that can take care of them. He may not be as he may not be as thuggish and can protect you and walking around with his pants down, but he can give you security in a different way.
Yeah.
And you don't need the kind of security that the thug gonna give you if you come on over to the good one's life.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's in us, and maybe platforms like this can help us to think, hey, they're right.
Yeah.
I deserve better than this. He's never going to get better. He's never coming out of that life. He's never. Hey, you go in the club and find a man, you got a club man.
I had a young lady tell me last week, she said, good guys are boring.
Yeah.
Good guys are boring.
Yeah.
And so and that's why healing
but
yourself
that's
is
not
so
much,
important.
but that's a lack of maturity too on her
This
part.
grown woman. It don't make a grown woman.
No.
This was a grown woman that told me this.
It don't matter. It don't matter. That's just like saying a man is in his 50s and 60s and he's mature. No, everybody don't mature the same way. There's some foolish grown women. There's some foolish grown men.
Yeah.
They never put away their
with a man that's you got an AARP card and you still trying to be a player. Sit down.
You almost it almost rolled.
You know me, Bishop. You know me. Sit down somewhere.
It almost came out.
No. Hey, I'm human. Listen.
Get it down.
Let me tell you something that I just discovered. Not that I discovered. I was talking to my sister about it. There is something called a hospice wife. A hospice wife is a man that has wasted years playing the field, and now he can't get it up. Every Viagra pill is in his medicine cabinet.
Stop it.
He ain't a young man. I mean, he got diabetical. He old, and now he wants to settle down. So he gets a younger woman, much younger, and he marries her because he needs someone to take care of him. Yeah. There's all kind of stuff out here. I'm not kidding. It's a mess. It's a mess. So how do you pick the right one? Because it's a mess.
You pick the right one.
I ain't done yet, Bishop.
Okay, go ahead.
I ain't done.
Go ahead.
What do you do when you used to fight females for relationships, but now you fighting dudes too? So now these women fighting men for their men and women for the men. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess.
But women necessary. Women got to do better with their discernment too, to know that to know that a man don't really want you, that they want your brother, they want your sister, they on down low. They got to do better. And I saw a video today where women got to be careful of other women. Yeah. Oh, what? They befriend them and then they want something different. So it's a different space out here now. Yeah. So how do you find the right one? By identifying the wrong ones.
Say that again. You find the right one by identifying
just as much.
Put that up. You find the right one by identifying the wrong one.
Yes, that's why I wrote this book. And somebody, I don't know if they was being smart, because I'm like her, I get you. Yes, this book was written because I have had the wrong ones. My whole journey is, when the right one comes, is about my journey that taking part. I'm not ashamed of my journey.
You're writing for your experience.
I'm writing from my experience.
Yeah, that's the only way to write.
So relationships are lessons.
Yep.
All right. And it's not just about what they did wrong. It's about what you did wrong because you participated.
Yep.
If nothing else, you stayed too long in a bad relationship. All right. You stayed there. So you was just as wrong. All right. So you take each relationship, and instead of being bitter, you become better.
There you go.
All right. And then you literally sit down and take notes. If you get my other book, I don't have it. It's called Do's and Don'ts of Dating. There's a workbook with it. And you write down in the workbook all of your dates and your lessons that you learn from the do's and don'ts of dating. It gives you the ABCs of dating. All right.
Mhm.
It was the book before this book.
Mhm.
No, book before that. But you write down all this stuff. We just go. Now, excuse me for saying this. You didn't want to say it earlier, but I'm gonna say it. All
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
There was an author this is a real book that was on my radio show years ago.
Mhm.
And the name of his book was Men Don't Heal, They Hoe. Don't spit it out.
Come on. Mm-mm. I
That
ain't
means they go from relationship to relationship and never heal.
right.
Women are becoming the same way. They don't sit it out to heal. So
Mm-mm.
you're taking your broken, you're just like the woman with the issue of blood. You're
Mhm.
bleeding on people.
Mhm.
All right. You're bleeding from one relationship to another. So instead of doing that, when you come out of a relationship, write down everything that didn't go right
Mhm.
from your point, from you, and
Mhm.
from them. We
Mhm.
don't stop, sit down and write what you need to work on and what was wrong. And as you go, you're developing, watch this, the profile
Mhm.
for the right one
Mhm.
with all of the wrong ones.
Mm.
But 2025, somebody put in the chat, everybody put this in here. This year, I'm not wasting time. I'm identifying quickly. This
Wow.
year, I'm not wasting time. I'm identifying
Identifying
the
quickly.
wrong one. I don't have much time to waste this year. When
Mhm.
you see the flags, the
Mhm.
red flags,
Mhm.
you're
Mhm.
running. When
Mhm.
they
Don't
start
turn green.
when they start trying to push past those boundaries, you're pushing back. This is my boundary.
Mhm.
I said, don't call me after 11.
Mm.
I said, no,
Wow.
you can't come over my house until a certain time. No, we can't be alone for a while. We're going out. I know my weaknesses. You got to know your weakness. No more wasting time this year. That's why I wrote this book. All right. I'm identifying you. It was good to meet you. You're not the only one. Just like I met you, I'm closer to the right one than I've ever been. So I'm not wasting time with the wrong ones this year. Time is of an essence. You're
Mhm.
getting older and older than you were last year. So
Mhm.
this year, I am waiting for the right one.
Now, with you saying that, would that have? And I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a minute. It does not contradict the pace.
No,
Boundaries do not contradict the pace.
no,
It puts the pace into perspective.
yes, yes,
Right. And that's what it is. And
yeah,
so back a long time ago when I was single, I dated very differently than a lot of these women today. I told you from the door, you ain't gonna be the only man that I see. So don't come up in here talking about something. You're gonna leave some Timbs in my house. You're not the only one I'm going to see. And people make jokes. Oh, you had several husbands. So what? I could teach you how to get a husband. That's easy. I'm happily
mhm,
married, but if I wanted to get married every year, I could. My mother taught me what it is and how to wed. However, she used to say, I can teach you how to get a husband, but keeping them gonna be on you. And so there is a formula, but it takes healing first.
yeah. You got to heal.
You got to heal. And
Yeah,
people don't understand that. And when people go through a broken relationship, the first thing they do is jump on another relationship.
yep. And they think that that's going to heal them, and then that man doesn't have the capacity to hold you in your healing. I just said something.
Say that again. You sure did. He does
That
not
man
have
doesn't have the capacity to
to
hold you
hold
in your
you.
healing and in your process. Now, there are some men that can hold you and have the capacity to work you through and work with you through your healing. There's not many, but there are some, all
Mhm,
right, that
mhm,
can walk you through the process. But before you do that and start bleeding over somebody else,
mhm.
heal. If you still over there checking out his social media and you got a fake name, you ain't healed. If
Wow.
something another man says, listen, if something another man says triggers you and he ain't that old man, then that means you're not healed. If
Mm,
all you talk about on the date is the way you done, ladies, men don't want to hear that on the date. They
mhm,
want you to be present with them. All right. Talk about it one time, get it over with, heal, get them out of your system. You're not checking for them. You ain't gonna go. You want to go over there and just have sex because it's familiar. When you are healed, they are out of your system. You're not checking for them. You're not thinking about the memories of them. You're not going drive around their apartment. You ain't going to the old spots hoping you run into them. You ain't stalking their new girlfriend. You ain't on there with a fake page. You are healed. They are out of your system. Hey, what's her name in the Bible? Esther. Before she could go see the king, and she was a virgin.
Yeah.
Can I tell it for a minute?
Tell it.
Before she could stop smiling, I ain't gonna preach. Before she, because you know where I'm going. Before she could go see the king, she had to go a whole year before she saw the king.
Yeah.
All right. And guess what? He was dating. He was getting data. She wasn't the only one getting ready for him.
Yeah.
Can I teach it for a minute?
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
6 months. She had to get out of her what was already in her.
Yep.
She hadn't been with nobody.
Yeah.
But she had to change the way she thought. She had to be prepared for a king. Y'all not saying nothing. Somebody put in the chat right now, I'm being prepared for a king. I'm being prepared for it. But she had to get what's out of her. She hadn't even met him. She hadn't even went in there. She had a mentor. She had somebody like Pastor Gooden to get her ready.
Yeah.
And then after the 6 months of kenosis, which means emptying out of the old, she didn't have nobody. She had no sex. She had to change this.
Her mind.
And then on the next 6 months, they had to put on smell good.
The botanicals, that's right.
She had to smell good to go before the king. Y'all not saying nothing, huh? 6 months of emptying out and 6 months. But no, we don't want to wait that long. We don't want to prepare. And then after she prepared, which was my other book, Preparing and Positioning for the Right One, after you prepare, then you position. And the king, when she went in there, he put out his scepter and found favor. You got to prepare, y'all. You got to position for the right one. But we don't want to, we just want to go from place to place because I'm lonely. I don't want to be alone. Don't you know how old I'm getting, Bishop? I'm 50 years old. I'm 49. Bishop, I'm 29. I'm almost going to be 30. It's different for everybody. Everybody got a different time that you meet the king. But it's going to happen if that's what you want.
Yeah. And they have to position themselves. They got to get, and then they have to, I think one of the things that bothers me too, women won't get out of their own way.
No.
They won't get out of their own way. And they keep doing the same thing. He in church. He in church.
I want a man of God. Bishop, you didn't put in there that I should want a man of God. I want a man of God. Man of God don't mean that he a good man.
Absolutely.
You better ask for a good man.
Good man.
I want him to go to church every Sunday. He may not go to church every Sunday, but he's a good man, pay them bills, take care of you, come home and sex you down, love God, but he ain't going to church every Sunday. I want a man of God. Look in the church. Ain't that many in there unless you're going over there at her church. You know? Huh? No, that is not. Yes, the devil goes to church and wears Pradas. You need a good man. You need a good man with character. You need a good man with credit or working toward it. You need a hard working man. Stop wanting somebody, bring him to church. The Bible says it's the wife that sanctifies the
husband, right? That's what it says.
And if you living right, and if he see your light, then he's gonna go, let me go see what's going on over there. But he ain't gonna do what you're doing. And stop running him away by every time the preacher tell you, you better be at church every Sunday. He tell you to stay home. You better stay your butt home.
Come on, sir. Come on. Another thing that I want to talk about.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
And I know they're not gonna like us right now.
They already don't. Go ahead.
That's true. But I'm going to say this. One of the dumbest things I have ever heard is I'm waiting on God. And the reason why I'm saying that,
I don't believe in that.
There's a whole lot of women who have gone to the grave
waiting on God.
And they blaming their celibacy and their singleness on their situation. I'm waiting on God. They're not getting out the house.
Mm-mm.
They only go to church.
Mm-mm.
They're not going on vacations. They're not
Mm-mm.
going on no girls trip. They're not joining
Mm-mm.
a travel club. They're not
Mm-mm.
going to a football game. They ain't going
Mm-mm.
to concerts. They ain't doing nothing but
Mm-mm.
going to church.
Mm-mm. You waiting on God. You waiting for him to come tear down your garage and drive that man in there. Ain't no
Yeah.
more milkman. All right. He ain't sending no men. You got the power now unto him that's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask to think, according to the power that worketh it. It's in you.
Yeah.
He ain't in there. There's no factory in heaven sending men. It's already in you, but you got to get out the house. All the videos that I did during the holiday was trying to, I got a video right now that has reached millions.
Mhm.
I was in New York City out by myself, and I told them, and they loved it
Mhm.
because you got to get out. He can't find, he that finds a wife, he got to find you out in the
Of the
open.
house.
He's not getting ready to, ladies. And you know what? Every time you go out the house, act like somebody's gonna find you. Get them rags off. Get them.
Time to go.
Get
Because you know
them.
they don't want to hear that.
Put them bonnets up. I don't care if you going to the gas station. He may be at the gas station. I don't care if you going to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. Act like he's always there. And then you got to stop sitting there, wait, flirt. Back in the day, they dropped their handkerchief. And when you drop your handkerchief, the man pick it up, he give it to you, and they say, what's your name? Looking at them legs as he's coming up. Get out the house. He can't find you in the house. God ain't gonna send him through the roof. Huh? You gotta get out. You gotta look good when you go out. Smell good. Get that hair. If you can't grow it, sew it.
Let me tell you something, Bishop. Men
Yes, the bonnet.
watch.
Yes, the bonnet. Go ahead.
Men watch. Let me tell you something. Men watch you. They watch you. They watch your hair, your nails. They watch you. And when they watch you and they see that you're raggedy and they got to correct you,
Yep.
and nah, you going to the back of the line, sis.
No.
Because men, they love to see when you speak to a man, believe it or not, he will categorize you.
Yes.
He wants to know how you're going to be presented. If I so happen to present you in front of people that I have a relationship with, my mother, my sister, my friends, and if you raggedy,
right. Right. And don't give him a false sense of expectation, meaning you go on the first date and you look one way and then it's downhill from there.
Yep. I believe that a woman should always reinvent herself.
Yep.
Fred goes to bed with a different woman every week. Huh? Fred goes to bed with a different woman every week. He will tell you, and 5, 4, 3, let me see who I got today. And I think women, they just, it all goes to their self-esteem. It's something about her self-esteem that does not allow her to see herself for who she truly is because of the past pain in her relationship. So when she goes to pick, she pick what's familiar, her pain.
Mm-hmm.
She will pick her pain. Why?
Mm-hmm.
It's familiar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But again, I know you're tired of me saying this.
No.
It goes back to value and worth. And your value, you don't do that for Fred because of him. You do it because you know your value and worth.
Absolutely.
You don't just do it for him. You do it for yourself.
Benefits of it.
And guess what? You was looking like you look now before Fred.
Yes, that's right.
When you come to Word Network, and I knew you was looking like that before. I remember talking to you, and you was traveling all over, you and your buddy.
Yeah.
I was all over the place.
Yeah.
You ain't just started this.
Yeah.
So you gotta, when you do those things, then you get somebody that's on that level. And you're not doing it. Hey, y'all, I don't go out the house looking like I look. I love to dress, not for nobody else. I love to dress for Gregory Michael Davis Sr. and you just happen to be the benefactor of what I love to do. Are y'all listening to me? So you every time you go out looking like there's a potential that's out there looking for you, but for nobody else, for yourself. Stop waiting. You're complaining, and God said, what are you complaining about? I put in you what you need to get, but you're sitting there waiting. Stop asking me for something I've already given you. I've given you everything that pertains to life and godly. I give you everything that you need, but you won't get out there and do it. Your value and what? Go ahead.
Men love to be challenged. They do. A real man is not going to be, and I think this is another topic that I want to kind of address. The aggressive energy. That's a very big thing now that you hear on social media, that especially Black women, we have too much aggressive energy. And they don't understand that it's not that we have a lot of aggressive energy. I believe that a lot of women move from a place because they have no choice but to be strong. But I think what happens in dating, what women do is they show the vulnerability first. They become, you sit before somebody and you just begin to tell them all your woes and what happened to the last relationship. And then what happens, you become so vulnerable at the wrong time. And then you have to fight back, and then you fight wrong. You become more aggressive instead of showing the soft side of you and the damsel, but not the damsel in distress. I believe that what I've discovered, that women, when they get ready to choose someone, they've got to allow themselves not just to be vulnerable, but be soft. Be soft.
But I believe, and you're a woman, I'm not, but I believe that comes from all my life I had to fight.
Yeah, I had to fight my uncles. I had to fight my daddies.
I had to fight all my life.
Yeah.
And so women don't allow themselves, when they finally get the man, they don't know how to leave that at the door. Because I have to admit, women, I was married to a preacher, all right, Pastor Kim, and I saw the way men treated her different. She go preach at the same places that so she had, but she had a husband to come to, and they knew I would call. All right. But women have to fight. And then when they get a man that they can relax in, become vulnerable, they don't know how to do it. They still, a lot of men complain about that. They still put up that guard, and they still put up that toughness, and don't know how to say, all right, you got it, and I'm gonna let you have it. They're still fighting them. And so you have to learn how to relax, but you have to learn how to relax for the right one.
Right.
You have to learn how to get soft. Everybody don't need to see your soft side.
Yeah.
It's a discernment thing. You got to know when to turn it on and when not to.
Yeah,
And
I believe every woman wants to be a girl.
They
in
do.
a relationship. They do.
They do. Yeah. They do. But again, they become that girl to the wrong one.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about a formula.
Okay.
A formula that I have taken somewhat of a discovery.
Okay.
And I've looked at the women around me who are married. My mother, there are 4 of us, we're all married. There is a dynamic that I'm noticing. And what I've noticed is on social media, God rest TikTok, they had something called the Black girl effect. The Black girl effect was Black women who have gotten involved with white men and changed their narrative, how they see themselves. So they went from nerdy to dorky to this gorgeous, man, because she gave him something that he possibly could not find in his community. And they called it the Black woman effect. And I began to study, okay, so are you saying that Black women do better with white men? I'm going somewhere. I noticed that my older sister, her husband is Jewish. They've been married for 30-something years. But it wasn't the interracial effect. it was the characteristic. When you have women who are very strong, you have to find a characteristic that's not as strong because it creates a balance. When you have a man that's not passive, that's not what I'm saying, but he has a level of patience and he's not as angry and he's not as abrasive. And you have a woman who is aggressive. There can be a balance found in the characteristics that will make the connections work. Because I looked at the same individual of a different color, but with the same characteristics of white and the same characteristics in a black man, and it worked. Case in point, my brother-in-law, Rich, has the same temperament as my biological brother, of course, who is black. But the women are not aggressively angry, but aggressive where they understand, look, I'm doing this. I got to get this done. I look at even my sister, the pastor. She's aggressive. And I look at Overseer Eric. He's like very patient. Then I get my husband, who has a temperament that's calm. I believe in their picking. They need to choose a temperament that will give them balance for connection.
And I saw somebody put in the comments, I don't think it's a black or white thing, because then I could say the same thing about white women. The same scenario that you just, it's a characteristic, because I could turn around and say a lot of the men are saying the same thing about white women.
There you go.
I went to the auto show. I had tickets for went by myself though to our big gala that they have to open our auto show last Friday, right? Now your brother was looking kind of dapper. All right,
come on, sir.
Yeah, I had on my little blue velvet jacket, blue glasses, and you know what I noticed, Pastor Jay? The black women would look, but they would never say, "You really look nice." You know who was stopping me? Just about every white woman that I passed. And I said, there's something to this. They would look and stare, but the black woman would never say, "Brother, you look good," or you know, I mean, literally over a dozen. Some of them was with their husbands, and they would say, "Honey, don't he look good?" There's something to that. There's something in us that have caused us to be so angry, so distant from our own, that. So let me go back to what I was saying. I agree with you. The temperament has to be right.
Yeah, the temperament.
See me?
Yeah.
I don't really know if me and you, because I'm, and I don't know if our temperament, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need somebody that don't have.
Yeah.
That's not alpha.
No, and that's the thing. You've got to study it, Bishop.
Yeah.
You've got to study it, because no, I'm serious.
No,
I've studied it. I've studied it. Like I look at my cousin Mitchell. He's a detective, and his wife, she's from the Philippines, Yutsi. And so I'm looking at all these dynamics in my family, and I realized something. I said, it's not a color thing. It's a temperament. It's a temperament.
You just notice it more with them because of the
connection.
You just notice it more with them because of the color difference.
Right. And they're in my family. But if you look at the temperament, the temperament will cause, if you find a woman and she's like,
I couldn't do that. I can't do that.
Right. And then you find a man and he's like,
yeah.
A negative and a negative will never work.
No.
A negative and a negative will never create a positive.
But I'm going to go a step further.
Come on.
When the right one comes, he will calm her temperament.
There you go. And that's what I'm trying to help them understand.
When the right one comes.
Right. When you find the right person.
Yes.
Pay attention to their temperament.
Yes. Yes.
It's temperament. And I was like, is this a color thing? Because I'm very observant. That's just
No,
what it is.
it's
I
what
said,
you
is
said.
this a color thing? But then
Yeah.
I noticed, nah, it's a temperament thing.
Certain men, I've seen this with women. Certain men, no matter what they say, you're gonna respect me, you're gonna submit, you're gonna be quiet, blah, blah, blah. They still go rah, rah, rah. But then there's other men that say, hey, they ain't even got it. They ain't even got it. They'll just say, hey, or they'll
Mhm.
look, say, too much.
Yep,
Okay, babe.
that's my
Okay.
husband. Like if I'll be like rah rah figure, and it's a look, and I think people don't. No, I'm saying the truth. I don't think people realize how submissive I am to my husband
Yeah.
because I'm like, yo, I'm from Fort Greene, Brooklyn. You know what I mean? He's a
Mhm.
Southern boy. He's
Yeah.
from Duval County, and
Yeah.
so I think you've got to look at the temperament. And I
Yeah.
studied this that when you're choosing someone, look at the temperament.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to reveal too much, but from the book, that's why I
Look
wrote
at
the
you.
book.
You're thinking now. You're like,
No, 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 no. That's so true. No, and I ain't got to think. I knew you was right. Here's
yeah,
the thing: when a person cannot calm the savage beast in you, and you become more of a roaring lion,
yeah,
then you with the wrong person.
because they bring out the worst in you,
I
and
was
they
in
keep
that. I
out the
was in
bad.
that. Almost caused me to do things I had never done before.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
And so that's what the book came from. All
yeah,
right. When the wrong
yeah.
one comes, when ladies, gentlemen, when somebody brings out the worst in you instead of the best, then they have the wrong temperament. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
They, her, as alpha as she is,
Hmm.
he can bring her down.
He does.
If a man don't bring you down, meaning if there's not a look, if there's not something that he calms in you, he's
Hmm.
not the right one.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
should be able to calm you. Same way with the brothers.
Hmm.
You know, he don't need a woman that's going word for word all the time with him. Now he does need your opinion.
Yeah.
All right. He does need, because y'all got something in y'all
Hmm.
that we don't have. You see things that we don't see. You
Hmm.
see through people that we don't see. You
Right.
can tell us when people know, and men need to listen to that.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, if he don't calm that's in you,
Hmm.
and you when you walk through those doors, he calms you. When you go back out to that boardroom, you be who you need to be, then
Hmm.
there's something wrong.
Yeah.
She's
And
right.
I,
It
yeah,
is, that formula is right. It
it's
is
a
not
formula.
the color, it is the temperament. And I didn't mean to say that all no black women
Hmm.
give compliments and all that kind of stuff, but I just noticed.
You notice it. I
I
understand.
noticed
No,
it.
the,
Yeah.
the the ones that are mature understand exactly
Yeah,
what you mean,
yeah,
Bishop.
and then a lot of men say, "Man, I'm getting me a white woman because they know how to treat you." No, you just ain't find the right black woman that know how
You
to
need
treat
the temperament. It's the
you.
temperament.
It's the temperament.
And
You're right.
I studied it and I said, okay, I'm going to study this thing.
Yeah.
And I did, Bishop. And I said, it's not a color, it's a temperament.
Yeah.
Because you could be with someone and they can have, you get headaches. You ever be with somebody and you get headaches?
Mhm.
And you just want to scream and you want to cry, and every time they come around
Mhm.
you don't feel like yourself because you're connected to someone that's a sap sucker. They taking all your energy, they're energy vampires, and they take all your joy, and then there goes your strength, and then you have this temper, and you're like, why am I with this person? Because you're with the wrong temperament.
But you know what we do, and it's a lie from the pit of hell. We'll say they changed. They never change. You just ignored the red flags.
You
They were
turn red
always this
flags
way.
green. You
They
did.
were they were always that way.
Yeah.
All right. Now you've settled in, and
Hmm.
you're starting to notice that those flags are really red and they're
Yeah.
not going to change. They always did you that way.
Yeah.
If you feel worse when you leave them and stressed out, you're with the wrong one. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not happy to see them, you're with the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If
I
you're not missing them as soon as they walk away, you're with the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah. And even in dating, you already know a person's temperament.
Yeah.
You know how you feel when you on the phone or when you get off the phone.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is. And one thing that I have learned, real love and real connection is effortless.
Yep. You don't have to work hard at it. You don't have to ask nobody. You don't have to, you ain't got to do none of that. You ain't got to You gotta ask somebody, you love me. You ain't gotta do none of that. It's effortless.
It's effortless.
Here's the word I use all the time. It's organic.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And I
you
think,
don't have to force it.
and I say this all the time. I said, anytime you try to force something to fit, eventually it's going to break.
It is.
And that's what happens. A lot of women are trying to force someone to love them, force them to see you, force them. That's the worst thing you could do. And some women don't realize that you're trying to force something to fit that God did not require for you to have.
No, no. And if it's not organic and if it doesn't come natural and you have to force it, or here's the other word, you have to make it work. I'm gonna watch this. How many times? Hey, Mika, how many times? Hey, WTROC family, I see y'all. You gotta make it work. I'm not making nothing work. It has to free flow. You have to want to be here. I have to want to be here, and we have to make it want to work. Not, it has to flow organically.
We could do this all night. We're gonna wrap it up, but I want you to give closing remarks.
Oh Lord, we've been here for a minute.
I know. We're gonna do this again. I want you to do closing remarks on the roster. I want you to talk about date them all. We're gonna do the closing remarks, and then I want you to tell people where they can find you on Clubhouse, and then of course they need to go get your book. But I want you to give closing arguments on dating them all, the roster. Talk about that, because some women feel like they can't do that.
So I know
some women feel like they should not do that.
The stigma is usually, well, he's just a man, so he can do that. No, dating, the fundamentals of my whole "when the right one comes" message is dating is data. All right. If you meet a man on Thursday and you get his number, he gets your number, it's nothing wrong with meeting the man on Saturday. You're not in a relationship with him. You meet a man on Saturday, you get his number, you talk to him. You meet a man on Friday, the next Friday, you can take his number if you're interested in him. Nobody has locked you down. Dating is data. Y'all thinking in the old sense that you're committed to these three people or you're having sex with all of them. No, you're getting data. The first man that asks you out, if you're interested, you go out with him. Now, if somebody asks you out the next week and there's no commitment, you go out with him. If the man you met that Sunday want to take you out, you go out with all three of them. Well, what if somebody see me?
You're not married.
You're not married. You're not married. Y'all,
why do women do this though, Bishop? Sorry to interject like this.
Go ahead. No, go.
How come women meet one person and they hone all their energy into the one person they met?
Because they don't think it's nobody else coming. And then you know what they'll do? They'll tell the next person, I'm talking to somebody. You ain't talking to nobody. I'm sorry. Stop it. You just met them. I'm talking about you could meet them on Friday and meet somebody else on Monday, and you'll tell that person that you just met on Monday, I'm talking to somebody. No, you're not. You ain't talking to nobody. You just met him. And guess what? He talking to 2 or 3 other people. If y'all think that a man that just started talking to you ain't talking to nobody, you are sadly mistaken.
Why
now
women understand the roster?
If you're the right one and he's into you immediately, he will let them go because they were just placeholders in the first place. He just had somebody that he can go and smash. I'm sorry. I'm just being,
I think you know how we do things.
Yeah. So no. Now, here we go. Here's the process. Here's the formula. Once Charlie Ray says, you know what, I'm really enjoying you, and you look at him and say, you know what, I'm enjoying you too. You check a lot of the boxes that I've been waiting for. You do too. This feels good. That's when he says, y'all ready for these words? Let's date exclusively. Let's just work on getting to know each other. All right? And then you say, what does that look like for you? Well, we're just going to get to know each other. Hey, he didn't say we're in a relationship. Listen to the terminology. We're just working on getting to know each other. I want to take away all the other people. I want to commit to taking you out only. And then watch this. There's not any gaps in his schedule. He's not ghosting you. and still seeing everybody else and then tying up your time.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all listening to me? And then he takes it the next step. I want to have a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to take that means ain't nothing else happening. You locked down. Ladies, the last thing I want to say, all right? You have all the yeses. Put that in the chat. I have all the yeses. Put it in the chat. All 300-400 y'all, whoever. I have all the yeses. What do you mean, Bishop? When he speaks to you first time, you decide to speak back. All right. When he asks for your number, you say yes or no, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he calls you, you decide to answer. That's another yes. When he asks you to go out, you say yes or no. You have the yes. When he says, can we go out again? You have the yeses. When he says, I want to get data from you exclusively, you have the yes. When he says, I want to commit, you have the yes. When he says, I want to marry you, you have the yes. When he says, this is the day I want to marry you, is this okay? Yes. When you get married, you got that yes at the altar. When you have sex, you have the yes. You have all the yeses. If you ever understand that you have all the yeses, then you understand your power.
I do want to say this too in closing. I believe that women have to understand that if you date a man, and we're talking about the roster, and you meet a man and he realizes that you're not the only one. I believe that men have a sense of nature of hunting. Men will men will play games all day. They love it. That's why they're sports junkies, because they like the challenge and they like the dogmaticness of competing. And I think that when you meet a man and he says, "Okay, I want to date you," or "I want to be exclusive," I don't think she should agree right away. He needs to understand that there's more people competing for the handkerchief. And I'm not going to let go of what I am enjoying for a maybe. You got to work. Because when a man really wants a woman and he wants to pursue her, he going to put in that time. He's going to work because he realized there's someone else in the running. So, but when a woman puts out there that there ain't nobody else in the running, child, please, that's fair game.
Let me reverse it. I usually don't do this. I hate when
You
people
do it
say,
tonight.
no, I'm gonna reverse it, because for the women that play those games, once the man lock in and he's showing you that he want all your yeses, and then you play those games, you play that hard to get because you still got some hurt in you, and you still think that he's the last person and he's the new person, and he showed you no sign of the old person. Then if you lose that person because you playing them games, then you got to wait for it to come all the way back around. And you got to say that there's a day on the calendar when God is going to reward you. So you can't play them games neither. You got to, am I right, Pastor?
I believe it. I believe it depends on the individual. I believe that she can. However, she has to be very careful, because sometimes you have to be very careful, because anything in a suit that lies is still a lie.
No, this is after you verified and checked.
If they're dating and she has a roster, I don't believe she should let her roster go without.
No, I'm speaking up the road. I'm speaking up the road.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm speaking up the road, because there are women that still know. I'm up the road now.
Okay, you up the road. Okay.
I'm talking about he's ready to lock it down, commit, and he has shown he's checked all the boxes.
Okay.
Watch this. He's consistent.
Yeah.
What he says,
yeah,
he does. He's supportive. He's loving.
Yeah.
He's showing that he's a priest, provider, and protector. I'm talking about there are women, and I'm a man, I'm gonna take on this side, that then still gives him a hard time.
Yeah.
Still wants him to jump through truth.
That's true. That's true.
After he's shown all this, because you still got some residue. All right. Now I'm with you on the beginning.
Yeah. But you're talking about down the line. Okay.
I got down the line, and you still trying to make him jump through troops. you're gonna lose him.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I got one more thing and we got to go. What do you do? Because we can do this all day. What do you do when you have been friend zoned?
By the man.
Yeah.
It's a sticky situation because you could tell your feelings. First of all, everything starts with friendship.
Right.
Right? So
Well,
if you
no, you friend zone. You friend zone.
no, I'm saying that is a great relationship to be in, somebody that's your friend.
Right.
All right. To
Bishop
move them up.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Right.
they friend zone you and you step over that line and say, well, I'm interested in more than that, is it worth the friendship?
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth the friendship?
Mm-hmm.
That you're willing to lose the friendship because you wanted to go further?
No. So let me say it like this.
Okay.
You met a man.
Okay.
And you were intimate. And now he stuck you in a friend zone.
Oh,
he tells you he's going out with other people.
Yeah.
And he's now telling you, look, I'm going out with this other woman.
This is in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you wait.
Okay.
That's why you wait.
How do you get out of that zone? If you have been put in it, if you want to get out, how do you get out?
You want to get out and become more with him?
Right.
No.
Why do you say no?
Because he's told you what he wants.
So how do you get a position that this could be potentially more?
If he's telling you he wants to go out with somebody else, he don't want it to be more. Even after the sex. Okay. He don't want it to be more. He's put you where, if he put you where he put you, that's where he wants you.
Okay.
That's how man is. He's telling you, not even the sex got you out of I put you where I want you to be. Because the sex could have been great, but there's nothing else. Okay. And chances are he was already going out with other people.
Okay.
He just got what he wanted.
Okay.
I would walk away. What you gonna tell him? I want more, and he's telling you he's going out with somebody else?
Okay.
That's weird.
Okay.
You're giving him the power.
Okay.
You never give him the power. You're giving him the power by saying to him, you're literally calling him and saying, but I want more. Okay. No.
Wow. Well, we could do this all day. However, I want you to tell the people where they can go find when the right/wrong one comes.
My friend Wesley Wiley put it in here. Exactly what I'm saying.
What you say, Bishop West? What you say?
He defined the relationship.
He defined the relationship.
He defined it. We can still, and guess what? He'll still hit it. He'll still hit it. You don't agree?
I'm thinking. Of course.
I'm a man.
No, because I know that. But I'm saying when you're in this mantra of mind games and you don't know where you fit, you allow him to put you in that.
He just told you where you fit. And if you go for it, you deserve everything that comes to you. If he still goes out with her and he still bang you, you deserve it. You don't complain about what you allow.
Say that again. You don't what?
You don't have the right to complain about what you allow.
Okay.
If you still with him, if you still with him for 7 years and 2 rings and he never set the date, you allowed it.
Dang! Look at my husband over here talking about something. You're absolutely right. Look, let me tell you something.
We telling y'all. See, that's the problem that I have with women. We tell y'all, and then y'all try to work it. But what if? Ain't no what if. He telling you, I just wanted to hit it. And I'm still going out with somebody. You should have asked that before you let him hit it. Stop trying to work it. Y'all always trying to work it. But what if? But what if? Look what the man's saying. What if? What ain't no what if? Hey, forgive my language. You got
No,
screwed.
you know,
Oh,
Raw
hold
really
on.
don't fuck with me.
You got screwed.
Yeah, literally. Well,
Listen, go. I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to go get my book. All right.
buy the book, y'all. Buy the book.
When the wrong one comes, there's a whole
Go to
chapter in here.
GregDavisShow.com. Buy the book.
Go to GregDavisShow.com.
Just
Put your
hit the
thing.
QR code. Get the book.
Hit the QR code. Don't go to Amazon. They're asking for part 2. Don't go to Amazon. Don't. It takes forever for me to get my money. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Buy the book from my website.
Buy from the website, y'all.
GregDavisShow.com. Put your phone right there and buy it. All right.
Okay. Hit the QR code, guys. Go buy the book. People are still buying Christmas gift. You owe somebody a Christmas gift. Give them this. I think, ladies, you need to get together and start a book club with Bishop Greg M. David Sr. when the wrong/right one comes. Start a book club and do a virtual book club and just tag him in it. This will be great because y'all need help in dating, and this is what I am doing. I'm trying to help my single sisters and brothers. Please, can you do me a favor, Bishop? Can you tell them how to go in your clubhouse, because you have a relationship show on Clubhouse. How they can find you?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we talk about relationship in Clubhouse. Clubhouse is an app. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today we talked about how many times do you get married and divorced? How many times do you get married and divorced? So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a different subject. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, I teach empowerment on all of my social media. And this is the space God has me in. I have 4 other books. Also, go to the website and get all my relationship books. It's bundles on there. I do counseling and all that stuff. Everybody asking for part 2 too, by the way.
Well, we're gonna have to do part 2 because I want to talk about the single women in ministry. I want to talk about that.
Oh,
listen, we'll do it again. Single women in ministry. I want to talk about that. It's just a lot to discuss, and I'm not afraid to have these topics because this is just what we do. People saying part two, so we have to get together with part 2. I like the fact he says, how many times did you get married? Listen here, I got it right finally. And sometimes you have to bite a few bad apples before you got to get a good one. And I did. When people are saying, oh, you had a whole bunch of husbands, girl, please, you couldn't get one. I can tell you how to get one, but keeping them is on you. So I'm going to say we're going to do part 2 and we'll discuss it. But I need you to get the book because in part 2, we're going to go to some pages in the book. And you got to have the book to understand the discussion. People are saying, please do part 2. Do part 2. I need you to click, tag, and share. I need you to share this. Share this. Buy the book now. Go to GregDavisShow.com and buy the book. Y'all need help.
Can I say something in closing? Can I say something? Can I say something? I know it's about me, but I need y'all to really support Pastor Jay. I need y'all to support her because God is getting ready to do great things with this platform. I mean this. God is gonna. I don't even think she knows what she has. All right, we just planned this over the weekend, and this is television. This is big platforms because she's raw and real and spiritual. And this is what we need. We need to see her in the evening, not just sitting in the car. All right. But she has it. She has that it factor. I've been doing television forever. All right. And she has it. So I need y'all to support her financially. All right. Make sure she has the equipment she needs. Let her look first class. And then I need y'all to support and tell everybody. I ain't got to tell y'all, she's all that. We honor her husband for allowing her to do these things. But I speak into her life that this is only the beginning. Real conversations. We need her. All right. And I need her to do this. I need her to get out here. 2025 is going to be her launching pad. Oprah, watch out, girl.
I am honored. I am honored. I am honored. I am honored to serve. I just want to say thank you. I just love to help people. And God has given me a platform to do that. And this is what we're going to do. I want to say I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please buy the book because knowledge is power. And if you don't have the power of knowledge, your mindset will be polluted because stinking thinkings don't get you anywhere. All right. All right. God bless you. I will see you. I received that word, Bishop. I thank you guys. We're going to have another guest. Y'all better get ready. I love you. I love you. I love you. Jameson, let's take you out of here. Y'all continue this conversation. Just put it on your page. Put it in people's inbox because you guys need help in your dating life because someone took a dump in the dating pool and it takes people who write books like Bishop Greg Davis to pull you out. All right. I see y'all later. God bless you. I receive your word. Take care. Take care. Take care. See you later. Take care. Bye.